Hey guys, it's been a while. This is your girl Joanna. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing how to cut and sew this flare off shoulder dress with 2 yards of Ankara fabric. Let's get straight to it. So guys, this is the 2 yards of Ankara fabric. Now we are going to first of all cut the flare part of the dress. And now to cut that, you consider that of our waist circumference divided by 4. Okay, now to fold the flare, you're going to fold the fabric into 2 equal halves, just as it is, like this. I'm going to be doing that on the wrong side of the fabric. So as you can see, the folded part of the Ankara fabric is where we are going to be using to make the folding. Okay, so I'm going to hold one tip of the folded edge of the Ankara fabric like this, and then I'm going to place it on the fabric like this. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you don't get what I'm saying, just watch what I'm doing. Fold it in a triangular form like this. Okay, so let me make this clear. So this is what I'm talking about. Fold it on flare like this, and then like I said, divide the waist circumference by 4, and then add at least 1 inch seam allowance to it. So your waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance, or sorry, 1 inch zipper allowance. You are going to be putting a zipper at the back of the dress. Okay, so after making that, that's the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch zipper allowance that I added to the dress. So that's what I'm marking. So I had about 8¾ of an inch, so I marked it on each side of it. After that, you have to make sure that measuring from the tip of the triangular, both sides of it are equal. If they are not equal, make sure they tally with each side, measuring from the tip of the folded triangle. Then connect the point together as I'm doing. As you are going to do this, please consider that of your length of the skirt or the length of the flare that you are using. So basically this is it. After that, make sure you measure from the waistline to the hem of the flare to make sure it's up to the skirt length that you need. So actually I subtracted my shoulder to waist measurement, which is 14 inches, from the full length of the dress, which is 38 inches. So the flare is supposed to be about 24 inches. So that's from my waist to the flare. I added about 1.5 inches. We use the half inch to join the waistline to the yoke of the dress, and then we use the 1 inch to fold the down part or the hem of the flare. So that's what I'm cutting. So you can see that the flare is being shortened a bit. You can see that the flare is being shortened a bit. Now I'm going to cut the flare out. The down part or the hem of the flare is shortened a bit, so we are going to be adding or we are going to be joining the shortened part of the flare. Okay, so like I said, we are going to be joining the shortened parts of the flare. So the down part of it, I just place it like this, and I'm going to use the excess of the fabric that we had, and then I'm going to join that to it, which has its right side facing each other. Remember, we cut this on the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm going to use my pins to join this with 1/2 inch before we make the cutting, then we do the stitching. This is something simple and practical. Please, if you don't understand what I'm saying, just watch what I'm doing and you get it. So like I said, I folded the excess of fabric like this together. You can see it is being shortened on where we have the opening of the flare. So I'm going to join it with 1/2 inch with pins like this. So first of all, I'm pinning them down with 1/2 inch before I do the cutting, and then I do the stitching. So I'll go ahead and then flip it over and then trim off the excess of the fabric. So after trimming, I'm going to take out the pins and then attach each piece to the openings ends of the flare, just as I'm doing, and then repin it before I take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. So I'll pin the other side also down like this. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine and then join them with 1/2 inch. Okay, so that has also been done. So the shortened part of the hem has been sorted out. So I'm going to, like I said, I added 1 inch for the hemming. So I'm going to first of all fold in 1/2 inch and then fold again 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to stitch it all around the hem of the flare. So okay, so that is it. So that's it for the flare. Let's concentrate on the top or the yoke of the dress as well. So that's the off shoulder part of the flare dress. So consider that of your bust measurement, which happens to be the biggest measurement from your shoulder to your waist. Okay, so divide that by 4 and then add at least 2 inches seam allowance to it to do the folding. Now for the off shoulder, I'm going to be deducting 5 inches and then add 1/2 inch to the waistline. So that makes it 14.5 inches. So that's what I'm marking. Now the 1/2 inches added to the waistline will be used for the joining yoke to the flare or the down part of the dress. So I just went ahead to extend the line. So I'll go ahead and then measure my shoulder to my bust measurement, which is 10 inches. So deducting the 5 inches from it, I'll go ahead and mark the 10 inches. I'll also go ahead and then mark that of my chest line, which is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch seam allowance. So that approximately makes 8 inches. So that's what I marked. I also go ahead and extend the lines together. Okay, so now go ahead and mark the neck depth of this. So that is 6 inches. Okay, now I'll go ahead and mark that of the neck width as well. So that is going to be 5 inches. So I'll go ahead and then give this a shape, like a triangular shape, or any shape that you prefer. So I'll use my armhole curve and then give this the armhole, connecting it from where the neckline is to that of the chest line. Now on the bust line, divide your bust measurement by 4 and then mark it plus your 2 inches seam allowance. Then go to the waistline and then divide your waist measurement by 4 plus 1 inch that allowance and then 2 inches seam allowance. So that's it, and then you connect the point together. So I'm going to cut this out. So now I'm going to be using the front part of the yoke to cut that of the back part of the yoke. So the difference here is going to be the zipper allowance. So I went ahead to fold the fabric like so, and then I'm going to use the front part of it to actually cut that of the back part of it. So I refolded it and then I'm going to place it on it, leaving about 2 inches zipper allowance like this. So like I said, the only difference here is the zipper allowance. So I'm just going to trace this out and then cut it out. So like I said, I'm leaving 2 inches zipper allowance for the back part of the yoke. So I'm going to cut out the back part using that of the front part to trace it out. So this is the front and the back part of the yoke for the dress. So I used the same pieces to cut the linings as well. So I went ahead to apply stiffener to the neckline of of both of the yokes. So I first of all take the front part of the yoke, and then with the right side of the fabric facing the right side of the lining, I'm going to be joining the neckline and then the armholes. So with half of an inch, I'm going to take it to the same machine to join the lining to that of the fabric with half of an inch. I first of all pin this down before I take it to the same machine to join the neckline and then the armhole with half of an inch. Okay guys, now for the back part of the yoke, due to the zipper allowance, I'm going to be separating them um, from the middle. I will first of all separate the lining and then the fabric as well. Now, after separating them with the right side of each half facing the other half of the lining, I'm going to take to the same machine. I'll join the armhole, the neckline, and then the zipper allowance side with half an inch. So stitch it like this and then join the armhole as well. Okay, so as you can see, I forgot to stitch that of the armhole. I'm going to be doing that later. um, I gave these notches before I turn it to the right side of the fabric. I'll notch this and then the front part of the yoke as well. Then I'll turn it to the right side of the fabric, give it a press, then we continue with the next step. So go ahead and place the front part of the yoke on the back parts like this, and then I'll draw back the zipper line. Then I'll go ahead and pin it down. So I'll go ahead and mark the dot line. Okay, now I'll deduct the 5 inches from it, and then I'll come down to my nipple point and mark it. So that is 10 inches. So I'll mark that, and then from the center of the front part of it, I'll go in 4 inches. That is my nipple to nipple divided by 2. So my nipple to nipple is 8 inches, so that divided by 2 gives out 4. So that's what I marked. I'll go ahead and connect the lines together like this. Then remember we added 1 inch for the dots. So that's what I mark, half inch on each side of the line. Then I'm going to connect it to the point up. I repeat same for the other side of the front part of the yoke, like so. So half inch on both sides. I'll come down to my bust point or my nipple point, which is 10 inches, like this. I'll connect the lines together. Then I'll mark half inch on both sides of the line and connect it to the point. Now go ahead and then fold it, then give it a press before I take it to the same machine to stitch it down, but then I'll pin it to hold it firm. Now for the back part, that I'll start from the zipper line. I'll go in 4 inches from the zipper line like this. I'll go in 4 inches from the zipper line like this. And now for the depth of it, I'll start from the top of the yoke. I'll connect the lines together like this. I'll go ahead and then remark the zipper line and then repeat what I did for the other side to this side of the back part of the yoke as well. So I went in from the zipper line 4 inches and then connected the lines together. I'll mark half inch on both sides just as I did for the front part. Then I'm going to connect the point together like this to the top of it. Okay, so that has also been done. I'll repeat it for the other side and then I'll give this a press after connecting the point together. I'll give it a press and then take it to the same machine to stitch it down. Before then, remember, like I said, I forgot to stitch the armhole. I will do that later on as I'm, I'm working on the dart. So I'll go ahead and then pin the dart before I take it to the same machine to stitch it down. I'll flat iron it and then pin it down before taking it to the same machine to stitch it down. So this is how it came out after taking it to the same machine to stitch it down. So I'm going to just flat iron them right there. That's being flattened on each side. So you're going to be joining the front and the back parts of the yoke together. Now divide that of your bust measurement by 2. Now whatever you have, count it on the tape like this. Then the remainder like this. Divide the remainder by 2. So I had 4 as remainder. Divide it by 2. I should get 2 inches. So that's what I'm going to be marking on the side, just as I'm doing. So mark 2 inches on the side like this for the chest line, and make sure you measure it you measure to make sure it tallies with that of your bust measurement. Repeat it, repeat the same format for your waist measurement. Divide it by 2 and then mark it. Count it on the tape. Then divide the remainder by 2 and share it for the sides. So we also had 2 inches. Remember, we added 2 inches seam allowance as we were cutting. So that's what we had. So join the lines together and then take it to the same machine to join the sides together. Before then, I'm going to go ahead and then pin it down. Kindly subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. Like this video if you enjoyed the tutorial. Leave a comment in the comment section and then share this video to your friends and family. So like I said, I'm going to take this to the sewing machine to stitch it down. So I went ahead to close, join the armhole like I said earlier on. So this is it after joining the sides. This is how it came out. So this is it for the side, and I'm going to be making pieces of for the sleeve. So I folded 3 inches like this. I folded 3 inches like this. So in total this is 6 inches by width. I folded 6 inches, and then the length of the sleeve is 8 inches. So I folded it and then joined it with half of an inch. So as you can see, I'm turning it to the right side of it. This is going to be for the sleeve. This is a very simple sleeve. So I'll flat iron this. And then I'll join it to that of the sleeve. It was getting late, that's how the video looks like that. So I'll join it to the sleeve like this. I'll pin it down and then top stitch it. So this is how it came out. If you didn't understand my explanation, just watch what I was doing and you understand me. So that's it for the yoke. We are going to be joining it to the flare parts or the down parts of the dress. So now on the waistline, I added about an inch to it, so it made the waist to be big. So I'm going to be giving this a box pleat on the front part of the of the of the dress. This is optional. You can give it any style that you want, or you can even trim off the excess that you don't want. So the excess, I'm going to making it a box pleat on the front part of it, matching that of the darts. So I'm going to take out the pins on the zipper line, and then I'm going to start joining it to the waistline like this. Make sure the right side of the yoke is facing the right side of the flare, and then join them with half of an inch. Remember, I said I'll be making a pleat on the darts of the front part of the yoke. This is optional, like I said. Okay, so this is how it came out after making the um after joining them. Now I also went ahead to close up the flare up to where the zipper line is going to end. So this is it for the zipper. I'm going to be taking it to a machine to attach the zipper with the shiny part of it showing. And this is the box plate that I was talking about. Okay, so let me take it to the same machine and then attach the zipper to it. You just place it under it and then top stitch it like this. This is how it came out. This is our simple flare dress using 2 yards of Ankara fabric. Thank you for watching. Bye.